Warm blessings, everyone. Type in Juju Chi for me if you guys are watching now. Spring Friday. Type in Juju Chi, Spring Friday for me. Let me know where you guys are coming from, watching from. Hello, Moala. Good afternoon. My Xiong Lor, warm blessings. Today we got a couple things that I wanted to announce as well. So we have, if you guys are just joining in with me, this is Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. Warm blessings from California. Hey, there is a link if you guys are on Facebook. I'm going to try to put that in on the chat here. Let me see if I can grab it. You guys can, if you guys want to talk and or ask questions, I'm going to have you go to this link here. Let me see if I can get it in. I think it's too big, but it is out there on Facebook. It is out there on Facebook. I'm going to put what I can. I do have a couple announcements for you guys. So whoever's watching now, please go share the video as I'm doing this. Popping in the link so you guys can go out on Zoom with me. I'm going to have to do parts of it. As I'm doing this, go out and share, like the video, support. There's also a donation button in our tip jar for you guys to make it easy. If you guys feel like you want to support on a monthly basis, there are options out there to do that, to help us out. Warm blessings, Garnet Yen and Moa that is here as well. For those of you that are watching, let me know where you guys are coming from. We're out in Minnesota. I was going to say California because More Love says she's out from California. All right, if I get the Zoom meeting. And bear with me. I'm copying this out in chunks or in, there we go. So there's the Zoom meeting, passcode ID, and then a link to go there in the chat. So if you guys are watching, help me out with other people coming in if they don't know how to go or how to get there. Let them know that um, the meeting ID is at the top of this chat. Okay. Somebody came in, so I'm going to go back to Zoom. With other people coming. And Ying Mo, if I can have you close down your mute. All right. All right. So Ying Mo is here with me. And before I get into some of the questions, to answer any questions that you guys have right now, I will be kind of in and out of the chat. So if you guys are writing in the chat, I won't see it. If you'll need to go out onto Zoom with me to ask your question there. Okay. So the Zoom link is in the chat box right now. Go out there, click on that, and go into Zoom with me live here. And I'm just going to all these technical things. Okay, so I can see some of your chat here. Hi, Derek Home. Happy Friday, Freeing Friday Juju Chi with Master Shaman PaLiChee. So at this moment, change my view here. All right. So with all the things going on, I wanted to first off just kind of do a small prayer meditation for all the things that has been happening around us in globally or in the US, things that has been affecting us lately, economically, financially, how the market is doing. I kind of keep up on that market. For those of you that don't know, I'm also a real estate agent in Minnesota. So I like the knowing more about the economy and stuff like that. Um, so I wanted to do a prayer and meditation to help out for those of you that know people that has been affected by the negative impacts that has happened to us planetary wise. So why don't you guys take a deep breath with me? And I'm going to channel in a prayer from the universe. And here we go. It is not like any other. This world, our humankind. Rather, please take into consideration the place you live, the ones you love, and those who love you. This year will not be an easy one, just like pre-COVID times. Remember the February before the announcement to put your mask on. Remember a couple years ago, 2023 is another wave and beginning. Though you want to prepare yourselves for the worst, also prepare yourselves for the best. This is the best to come for our world of corruption. It is negative impacts to our family, but it is a positive wave as well as the yin versus the yang. Don't be weary now, oh dear ones. Allow yourselves to do what you love and still be in this present moment. This is a time for you and me. If you ever wondered, then this is the time for you to stop pondering and do. In the grace of the universe, we ask for peace, comfort, and the truth. With the grace of the universe, we ask for peace, comfort, and the truth. Between you, between me, and all who are in between. Take a deep breath. Everyone that is watching. Ooh. How are you guys doing? Did you get that message? Warm blessings to everyone that is joining here with Master Shaman PaLiChee. Thank you for sharing. For those of you that has shared, very important message right at the beginning there that was channeled in. Don't take that message too lightly or with a grain of salt. This is a message for you all and whoever else that is watching or will watch this video. This is a prediction channeled in from the light of the universe to all of you guys to prepare yourself. Though some of you don't want to admit or face things off at the moment or ever, by unlimiting your beliefs now, you will be able to do it more lightly as it comes. For those of us that has faced it already, pre-COVID and into COVID times, we know how it feels. I know how it feels to lose both parents between 4 years apart. So you must understand how important it is. If you know your intuition well and you've tapped in, then you know what I mean. Because your intuition and your soul does not lie. For those of you that are listening and don't know who I am, this is Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. PaLiChee Healing is a place of enlightenment, of healing, to give you divine guidance so that you can see the way and you can heal along the way into your purpose. Don't expect, just believe and have faith, and it will come. If anyone has told you different, then you need to speak to me here live, as I believe the truth shall always be revealed. Understand that this is the time, this is your time to unlimit your beliefs, whether it's about money, relationships, especially the relationships that we just kind of talked about on my Facebook Live, on what was one thing, what was one of the things, one of the bigger things that collapse relationships or destroys them. It is when the person listens to negative thoughts, or what we talked about was someone's influence that is not in the relationship. They are outside of the relationship and they're giving you influence of negativity. Now that can mean anything, right? but you be the discernment of your own actions. You be the discernment, the one to decipher whether you should take the action of the person that just influenced you to do it. Maybe you didn't realize it was them. But who you hang with, who you are around with, are your influence. And if you are in negative influence, then you will be going into that direction, whether you like it or not. Take it or leave it. But that is the truth. Whether you feel like you are strong enough that you will hold yourself accountable and take responsibility for your own actions, to not do what the other person told you or maybe influenced you to do to ruin your own life. These are the types of relationships that I am dealing with on a day to day basis as I do readings for them, as I help them through their corrupted relationships, corrupted mindsets, because they could not be accountable for what they took action on. And then on the vice versa, it is the other side that is dealing with a person that didn't take responsibility for their actions. Chime in on the chat or come in to talk and ask the question, whether it's a dream that you had. And I invite you guys to do this, to unlimit your beliefs. Being afraid that someone's going to hear your voice when you ask, you got to wake up to the truth, guys and gals. If you don't take this chance in this time to wake up, when will you? Will you always be in that shell? And also, one thing to unlimit your beliefs is if you are shamanic and you're going into your shamanic path, does it really mean that you are becoming a shaman if you have spirit guides? No, because typically you are given your spirit guides, or your spirit guides came and chose you or called you. You just need to answer the call and say, yes, you will listen, so that you can hear really what is going on, whether it's in your relationship, your career, about money, finances, about your health, maybe something that you weren't even aware of, right? About your spirituality, really, what you believe in. So you must come on and join the part of yourself your soul knows well. So you need to come and join that part of you, synchronize with it, so you can understand the vast, or how do I say it, how serious it is of the things that are going on around you. Though you know that in the back of your heart, in your mind, let your heart tell you to be in the present moment and to make that change, to create the change that you can create. The power is in your hands, as they say, but it's up to you to unlimit your mind so that you can really feel that, so that you can sense that and believe in that, so that you can do that, right? I invite you guys to come in on the Zoom live with me and ask your questions there and say hi. If you don't have a questions, just come on in and say hi, right? This is the line. I call it the Ask Master Shaman PaLiChee lifeline. If you got something pressing, or it doesn't have to be pressing, it's something that you've wondered about in regards to anything in this life, prompt the question and there will be an answer to respond to you. I cannot promise that the answer will be good or bad, but there will be an answer of truth. That is what I can promise. One thing as well, and getting into my very serious mode here, because I just saw the vision of more flames coming up into the earth, onto earth, actually into the sky in 2023. As I channeled in, right? As I channel in, I see more flames in the sky. I see more crying, more dying in 2023, more leaving of this corruption that we are all living in, this other reality, right? I see that. In that, I want you guys to understand that you have your chance right now to do what you need to do. Stop being afraid of people judging you or you judging yourself. When is that going to stop? Until you really just unlimit your beliefs. And by unlimiting your beliefs, you need to immerse yourself in something that you would never do that is good for you, basically, right? I'll also say this. If you're thinking about healing yourself or getting a healing of some sort, whether that is a manifesting candle, right? Manifesting candles are out on the website. You can go there and look. But if you're thinking about getting a manifesting candle to help yourself, getting a healing balm to help yourself, getting a card reading, doing a reading of some sort, even if it's an introductory reading, right? But you're afraid. Well, if you haven't put yourself in it and immerse yourself in it, how can you know and how can you ever unlimit your beliefs if you don't try to unlimit it? Why do you want to unlimit it? Because you have been fed with these limited beliefs, right? You have been fed with these unlimited beliefs, right? So, only positive vibes here, all right? Warm blessings to Mary Tall. You just joined a little bit ago. Mary Tall says, like church, I like to come and listen and listen. I know some of you like to listen, which is good. But in listening, it is also good to have your input and interact. For those of you that are listening, what are you thinking about all this? The prediction that was made just a bit ago, right? And what is happening in our world right now? And even in your dreams, can you remember your dreams vividly? Or are you having visions day in or day out? Are you seeing things in your meditations at all? Or is it blank? Is it black? Is it blocking? Are you having problems with money, your finances? Are you scrambling? Are you actually dealing with your relationship, the people that you do love or want to love, but maybe fell off of that love, but still living with them, right? What's happening there, right? There's so many things going on. How about your career? What is happening in that area for you? Do you wonder why you hate where you work? Because it goes against your beliefs. That is one thing that I just dealt with yesterday. Through a past life regression, finding out who this person really was and how many past lives they had, and just knowing throughout the past life, they did not have one solid relationship. Therefore, in this lifetime, they still yet didn't have one. Without her asking me, I tell her this. And she says yes. And she agreed with everything, and it went well. And we also did a karma cord cutting for her. If you've had sessions with me before in the past, whether it's a reading, healing, ancient tarot card reading, right? My cards here that I have today. I love these. The ancient tarot readings, right? The life card readings with me. Come on in and onto the Zoom and tell people how it went for you. If you've done a past life regression, let other people know how it went for you. Were you awed by it? Right? I know some of you that are on that you've had it before. Maybe other people just needs to hear from other people so that they can relate, right? So I invite you to come on in and just talk about your experience, right? I see some chats here in my Zoom. Yingmo, I'm going to invite you to come on out and ask your question live here. You can unmute yourself. Yingmo, if you're on.
I'm on.
Hi, Ying. Warm blessings.
Warm blessings.
So you had a question. I'm going to have you ask that out.
So so lately I've been having a lot of messages through my spiritual guides, and one of them recently is like I've been asking them repeatedly, who am I supposed to reach out to? Who is supposed to be my shaman to help me, with my journey? And the other night, they showed two different shamans. So I was very confused. I was like, which one am I supposed to go reach out to? Because these were the two that I was thinking of. But then I wasn't sure if it was me just imagining it in my dream, or it was actually my guides showing me if they're the ones that I should reach out to help me with my journey.
That means that you have there's one that's going to help you maybe heal, and there's one that's going to help you maybe through guiding you, mentoring you. Though you may have two, there's two options basically. There will only be one that's going to be your true sifu if you're going into your shamanic journey. Your sifu is going to be the person that is able to heal you. Okay, that is that is the person that's going to be your true sifu. And typically, if there's someone that's there to help mentor you, you will also give them gratitude as well. But they are not going to be your true sifu that you would stay loyal to in a way. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So in your dream, it feels like they were shown to you, but then someone was also more closer or more vivid to you.
Yes.
Okay. So the one that's more vivid to you and that you feel like there's a very strong drawing to, that person is going to be your true sifu in your that you saw in your dream. Now, the one that's a little bit farther away or a little bit distant from you in the dream, that person is could mentor you, but it's an option. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the one that's closest in the dream to you as in your vision in the dream. And so that's all I want to say. Okay.
Thank
Does that
you.
make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to invite in, you don't have your name out here. I'm going to have you come out, Samsung. Come out and ask your question.
Hi.
Hi, warm blessings. Give me your
Hello.
first name.
My first name is Shua.
Sheila? Okay, warm blessings.
Shua.
Welcome to
Shua.
Mastershamanpalichee.
Yeah, so I had my daughter about 2 years ago on 9/11. And I've noticed that ever since I've had her, I've been seeing the number 11 a lot lately. So I don't know if there's a meaning behind that.
Mm. Well, this is like visions that you're seeing, right? Not a dream.
No, yeah, not a dream. I could see this number on the clock, anywhere.
And that's within like the last maybe 3 months more? Is that true?
No, I've been seeing the number 11 for the past 2 years. Like
Okay.
it could be 7-11, like time when every time I look at the time, it would just give me a time and it's always the number 11 at the end, like 6-11, 9-11, 2-11.
Okay. In the last 3 months, have you noticed something more? Because I'm seeing something that occurred in the last 3 months that's been more energetic in your life.
Yeah, I've been having dreams, but I can't really remember the dreams well. But I do remember, like, it's in my dreams, they're like, I feel like they're clips of dreams. And for example, I've dreamed of like a text where it has writings in there, but I don't remember what it says. And I also remember sitting in front of, I want to say like a 3 altar. It looks like a 3 altar. And I also remember seeing a shaman, like she was telling me something that I couldn't hear her. I mean, I would have weird dreams like that. And sometimes when I wake up from it, I don't remember it well.
So I would invite you to try meditation. Okay.
Okay.
There's actually, as you're talking, there's actually a candle, a manifesting candle that would work well to help you boost your meditations. And that is
Okay.
enlightenment 1111. Okay. That I have. It's on my website. You can go take a look, and that's a good option for you.
Okay.
Your Since the beginning of you seeing the 1111, Sheila, and you said this is when your daughter was born, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've seen it before having her, but I've just noticed ever since I've had her, I've been
It
noticing the
was more
number 11.
noticeable. More
Yeah.
noticeable. Okay. So that also lets me know that your daughter is also a gift. Okay. She has a gift and she brings a gift.
Okay.
And you're going to support her in a way going forward. As she grows, she's going to need some help. Okay. There's also a part of you that is gifted more psychically, though. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so that you can help your daughter in a certain way as she starts to grow up into her gifts. And you'll need to help her find somebody that can help her more on a deeper level. Okay.
Okay.
But you'll be the first to help her through whether it's meditation or just something like that. And that's something
Okay.
that you also need to begin more on for yourself, even though you like things psychically. Is that true?
I like things psychically.
Like you would prefer a psychic reading over a shamanic
Yes.
so just because you've grown into sort of like a trauma with shaman stuff, is that true? That's what I'm getting
Um,
right now. So there's been some kind of trauma in your life with anything shaman, or that you don't understand shaman stuff. So you're sort of afraid from it or haven't grown to understand it.
uh, yeah, I guess you can say that. I always my one of my brother-in-law told me that he's gifted too, and he says that he can see me wearing all white, and I always just kind of tease that I hope it's not anything scary where I have to shake or anything like that. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yes, there's a fear of becoming more shaman or becoming more in your roots. And that's happening to you personally. And has been happening for the last, I think it's even before your daughter was born. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
So when your daughter was born, she was a gift to you that she's going to be receiving some gifts as well. And going forward, you're going to now you're going to be pushed to tune in to your gifts and abilities as well. Sheila, does that make sense?
Yes.
Because if you don't
But
tune into your gifts and abilities and you don't accept them, then your daughter is going to be having a very difficult time accepting hers.
okay.
Okay.
I
And
think
this,
it's
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I think it's one of those things where I'm confused. Like I ask myself, like, am I really gifted or am I not? Because I think I'm doubting it.
Mm,
So I don't know if I'm just making things up in my head or I am really gifted.
yeah. So when you're seeing the 1111, it's telling you something. It's moving you into a phase of renewal or rebirth. It's getting to that phase. Okay. It's a
Okay.
guidance leading you to the phase of rebirthing or renewing of yourself. And right now, within the last 3 months that I'm seeing very more vigorously, you have been going in and out of that phase of rebirth. Okay.
Okay.
So, right now, what you need to do, Sheila, is begin to meditate with a white candle. Okay. And like I said, when I do a suggestion, I'm not just suggesting because it's a it's a good suggestion, but that's all I will say because I'm modest about my suggestions. But the enlightenment candle 1111 is going to help boost you into that for some self
Okay.
healing, okay?
Okay.
And some self acceptance as you
Okay.
move into your rebirth state, okay?
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna stop there for you, Sheila. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Warm blessings. Warm blessings, Louis Vang just joined us. Louis, if you guys have a comment or question, I want you guys to come out here and join me to talk about it so that others can hear your voice. I believe in the power of voice, as you guys all know. Throughout, if you've been with me in a reading or a healing, I end up doing a channeling and then a singing that is channeled in and words of Pali, right? It's called the Pali or Pali, a language that is channeled in. And so those words flow in to do your healings for you. I believe in that voice. The voice is the part that's going to heal us because it has a frequency, and that frequency heals us whether we know it or not. All right. I'm going to invite in, is it Linda Vang? Did you have a question, Linda? Come on in.
Hi,
I invite you
yes.
guys that this is a safe space, a safe place. I don't ever let anybody go. And those of you that has had private readings with me or healings with me, you know that I don't ever let you go out of a reading or healing being confused or feeling like you're lost. Okay. You'll always be present at some place, right, of where you need to be and that you understand what's going on. All right. So, Linda, what question did you have?
So I feel like everybody has spirit guides, but what I'm curious about, since I've been listening to you for the last couple of I guess months, is do
Uh-huh.
I have any shamanic spirit guides?
So, spirit guides, so I will say that you have ancestral spirit guides that are more prominent. Okay. Um, okay, but they are the ancient ones, though they are with new, if you understand what I mean. So they're ancient, 能指认子宗, but they are also of new. So they may not use or utilize animals or animal sacrifice. Does that make sense? Your heart doesn't like animal sacrifice, do you?
No, I don't. I could barely stand it.
So you would be more into 人灵属性之中, but they are also part of 灵修 too. So they are of the new, okay? Because they have been renewed. I'm letting you guys all know that if you guys don't know yet, there are ancient ancestral spirit guides that are coming back, and they've been coming back since the year early or close to the year 2000, and they've been descending upon humanity, the ones that really need it, not just Hmong people in general, right? Or the Hmong culture, but so many cultures that I've worked with that has these spirit guides, and they are of shamanic, okay? So if you ever thought that you're no, I'm just want to be psychic, I just want to do tarot, well, you might be in the you might have to discern again, because your spirit guides came there not for you just to have psychic abilities, but also to help yourself and to heal yourself and your family, possibly after you can help and heal and self-master in yourself. Does that make sense? Linda, does that make sense to you?
Yes, it makes sense. I
So
guess
you
then
do
my
have
Mhm.
ancestral spirit guides that can be very shamanic, but I also don't want you to jump into it. You want to allow them to call you, or oni mohaya la chogon do cha cha before go mun the seafood. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because ya có chỉ tao ma la chớ na thì ya con nên coi ya chỉ là chớ có cho coi chỉ là chớ là nên nó cho thì có chỉ sử mun the seafood thế có chỉ sử ma mu nó cho có cho nên ya thì it will give you a hiccup because you are not going to be ready. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. That's kind of what my feeling was I may have some, but I just wasn't sure if, it was the time yet, or, do I just continue on living my life like normal?
You will know the time, and you want to do it as close to the time that you notice it is time. So it's a feeling that you get inside for all of you that have Konen Koyai, or feel that you have shamanic guides. If you are getting close to the time and you feel it, you feel this vibration or a small vibration, or you feel very scared, you feel like there's way too many paranormal things and activity that's going on in your life, that's when it's getting very close to the time that you need to start seeking for professional help and from a master shaman, okay? But be it that that time could be short or long before you get there. For some of you that has seeked it earlier and you're not quite there, but you're like, oh, I really want to know if I have shamanic guides. I really want to know if I have my spirit guides that can come and teach me. I really want to learn more. I want to be more conscious minded. I want to know how to do this and that and start healing myself so I don't have to spend money on healing. Well, there's news for you as well. Because if you're early on and you're trying to do that for yourself so that you can heal yourself quickly, don't expect it to be a very easy path or a quick one, because your names has not come, your shamanic guides has not come to call or to choose you quite yet. They are there, yes, but they're there to help you get there first. Your mindset has to get there first. Yes, it's going to take a long time if you just wait for them to invigorate you, and your mindset will get you there, right? Or to, get you stuck with a car crash. You go through these situations that make it really hard for your life, right? Situations of maybe family issues, family dysfunctions, career breakages, whatever it is, relationship issues. These things are all part, and they come in different forms, right? Of helping you to unlimit your belief. Now, if you're like, okay, I want to unlimit my belief now or sooner than later, then you start to seek for healing and not seek for a seafood. Do you see the difference, guys and gals? Let me know in the comments or the chat. Linda, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
So if you seek early, know that it's going to be a kind of a long journey. If you haven't felt this really deep urge in you to find your way through being a shaman, but you just want to, so discern that. And then also, and I'm not just speaking to Linda, I'm speaking to everybody that's going to be listening or is listening right now in the present time, because that is a different journey. Now, if you're waiting and waiting and you're like, oh, I'm not going to deal with it now. Oh, I'm not going to deal with it now, but it's urging you. And then you get really close to the time where you're gonna just jump, right? Well, that's going to be that timing. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it when that timing comes. If you see somebody of a shamanic master or sifu and you're just like shaking and some people tell me that they listen to my drumming on YouTube and they're just shaking in their seat and they shake every time they listen. Well, it's time for you to start seeking your sifu. Your sifu is the person that you will shake to naturally. Now, if you haven't shooken or have a shake or a vibration or a very deep urge inside that is telling you, oh, she's the one or he's the one, then you need to continue to heal your traumas, cut your karmas, allow yourself to go through what you need to go through in your life, and allow your names or your spirit guides, shamanic guides, to choka or to choka lucia lohai. Choka shianake. They're making you very invigorated inside that you really want to do something about it, but you haven't. Okay. And then you keep putting it off, keep putting it off, but it keeps coming to you daily, like something in the back of your mind, or just a vision that pops for you, or a knowing that just like flows into you. It's like a little droplet. And you kind of just know, oh, this is the time I need to search. And if you don't search, then more things will start happening, right? And if they do, then that means you know it's overtime. So Linda, to answer your question, yes, you do have shamanic guides, but they're not quite ready to really be invigorated. Though they are there, but then right now is the time for you to heal, Linda, more so. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And, I do see visions and dreams that kind of manifest in life every so often, but it doesn't happen always, all the time, So it's like quarterly, maybe like a couple times a year it will happen. So that's why I was just curious about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Linda. Thank you for having the audacity or the voice to come out here as well with us to let other people know kind of what you're going through, and so that maybe I know that a lot of you guys out there that are listening is also going through the same thing that Linda is going through. Okay. Linda is at the sort of the beginning or surface part of her journey that I can tell, on this. And Linda can say yes or no to that.
Yes.
But she says yes. So she's at the very verge or the very surface of her journey, as in spiritual journey. Right now, we can tell it's a spiritual journey for most of you, the vast of you. It's a spiritual journey first. And then you kind of can say, okay, which route do I go to? Which way do I go? Do I be more shaman? Do I be more psychic? Do I be more energy healing type? Am I a more seer that I do, readings for? I see things and just visions, or am I more of a predictor, right? A prophet? What am I? But first, it's always the spiritual journey. And for some of you, You're just going to be going on that spiritual journey and doing your purpose, a purpose to help other people, right? So you're just going to be helping other people, right? Your purpose is to help other people, the people that has issues or has gone through experiences just like you. And that is your spiritual journey. But you have to have something to believe in. You believe in yourself. You must start to believe in your soul. And your soul can tell you, once you tune into it and you learn how to, you'll need some, if you can't do it yourself, you'll need some extra boost to get there, to coach you there spiritually, so that you can find the self-healing, because you're off and you don't know how to do it. Now, if you know how to do it, great. Then start it, right? What are you waiting for? 2023 is here. And it's going to be big changes and fiery skies, right? As what we've predicted. And what we've already seen in Ohio, right? All right. Okay. Mai Xiong Lor, so I'm gonna go to Mai Xiong Lor. She just came in a bit ago. Did you have a question or just want to say something? Maybe an
I
experience?
sorry, I do have a question. You've touched upon this topic a couple of times. It's about meditation. And so my question is, like you've always advocated for us to, meditate. But I keep on hearing some people say that, oh, be careful, don't really meditate because it's portals and things can come through. And so in a way, they are just cautioning us, but in a way, I feel like it's very mongering, because then it makes people not want to meditate because it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing and things will come through. I don't know what's going to come through. I don't have control. And so I just wanted you to clear that up.
So, yes, there are portals, and yes, things can come through, but that's if you are afraid of meditation. Do you see what I just said? It is your thoughts that allow that stuff to come through. Once you are not afraid and you don't fear meditation, then nothing comes through that is negative. Once you allow your mind to be positive about meditation, then nothing negative can come through. Does that make sense for you?
That makes sense. And I've also heard people say that you have to kind of close the portals after meditating. And so, like, how does that work?
So those ones that are letting you know about, oh, meditation can be dangerous or whatever they're saying about meditation, right? The question to them would be, what kind of meditation are you doing? Right? I'll just say this. There is a going out into the universe in a meditation and then a coming back and being in the present moment. You always do that, right? So that's the opening and the closing of yourself to the universe. And this is talking about the benevolent universe. But I'm not sure what kind of meditation the person that you talked to had talked about it being negative or being scary or should fear it, period. From my experience, Mai Xiong, when I started meditation, I didn't even know what the heck it was. I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know I was opening or closing anything. You just take 2 seconds, get into the altered state of mind, and boom, I see visions. Nothing dangerous happened. Now, if you're doing it without spirit guidance and you're just going places in your mind, then I cannot say that that could be positive, right? That could be negative. But that's going to be something of your own discernment of what kind of meditation are you doing? What are you trying to look for? Right? Some people do meditation to look for powers or to look for their abilities. And that should not be what meditation is for. meditation, if you're now you got to get close to your guides first. But if you are not close to your guides and you're just kind of meditating out of, just your own meditation and going out to the universe, then you must have a positive mindset before you can really meditate or really get into the meditation. Therefore, the person that you talk to or whoever that said it was negative or that could be scary or fearful, there's something odd about what they're doing in their meditation, I would say. And they're maybe doing it in a kind of a devious way, I want to say, or a way that they're not protected by spirit guides or guidance. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
So for me, I always had guidance before I meditated. So to meditate without guidance, it would be, it would feel a bit scary, maybe. It would feel a little bit fearful because you're not sure what you're doing. So you want to be able to allow yourself to just meditate freely without having fear of anything negative. That's how you need to unlimit your belief of meditation, because that's my Shong made a very good question there. She talked about the meditation. Someone said that was very scary or fearful, should be fearful, right? But that's a limited belief of the person that did that meditation. For some reason, they thought it was a certain way, and now they are scared to meditate or telling people don't meditate. And that is incorrect. That is incorrect. Because that it was their experience that they invigorated upon themselves, or something negative invigorated upon themselves that touched upon them to make them go through that meditation in that way. Okay. So don't take another's experience and say, oh, it's limiting me from doing something that I should and know that it's good for me. All right. So from my experience, I've always had positive experiences with meditation. Yes, you can have negative experiences as well that maybe will come in and touch upon you, but that's when you are also invigorated and tested if you are ready, if you are becoming shaman, more shaman, to do that, right? To go into that or to go into energy healing. If you're seeing a bunch of energy colors, if you're seeing a bunch of shadow type energies, right? Or even colors like rainbows and stuff like that, or maybe more visions, or maybe you're hearing or just knowing. So those are all your abilities. I'm going to call on Hua here. Hua, did you have a question or a comment?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi. Hi. Warm blessings.
Warm blessings. Just just regarding like restricted beliefs, and I feel bad that I may be talking about the old way of shamanic, but let me try to pull up my comments here. Is there like a taboo? And so let's say there's been recent deaths, not within the immediate family, but relative wise. Is there any taboo or anything that that can affect the family if they, like my family, for instance, if we want to go ahead and hold a shamanic ritual healing for my parents? Does that make sense?
So there's been a death in the family that is a relative, right? But like, are they close relative?
I'm not sure how close they are, but I'm gonna say,
are they just the same last name, or do you know them? Like, have you?
I don't know them, but I
have
just
your
know that.
parents been around them? Nó thế hậu nó lỡ ora chỉ là she who, is it like that?
Maybe back in their younger days, but not
But
as of recent that I
they're
know
more
of.
distant.
Yeah.
But they are the same last name as your father.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, you would want to wait until that funeral is over, and then you can do the ritual unless it's an emergency.
Okay.
Okay. And at that point, if a relative, now, if you are married to a different last name, then you are okay. But if your father's family, so your siblings that are unmarried siblings, and this is a belief in the Hmong culture, by the way, for those of you
Okay.
that are not in the Hmong culture. So for the Hmong culture, it is believed that if there's a relative that passes away that's close to you, that is blood related, then you need to kind of shy away from doing any kind of healing or so any kind of ritual that is going to be like spiritual until the funeral is over. But if it is an emergency and someone's really sick, then you have to do it. Then
Okay.
there's no way of really not doing it. But there needs to be a lot of protection, and whoever is going to be coming to do it needs to protect the family like triple time. Okay.
Okay. Makes sense.
All right. Hopefully that answered your question, Hua.
Yep, it does. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, good. Thanks for coming on today as well.
Mhm.
All right. If you guys have questions, I'm going to be, I'm at the top of my hour. I know there are some questions out there on the chat. Louis Vang, he says, agreeing with you, when the time is right, then the shaman guides would choose you or it might never happen. So sometimes it never happens because you have the invigoration, but then you're also not doing your due diligence to walk the path or to try to accept the path. So then it doesn't happen. It would only happen as in becoming a shaman or healer if you are diligent enough to now say, okay, well, all these things are happening. I'm going to find healing. Number one, I'm going to seek healing for myself. I'm going to admit to my problems. I'm going to admit and see what my traumas are that maybe I had blocked for a couple years here. I'm going to see what my karma is, or maybe past lives. What kind of past lives did I have? So I know, and I want to heal myself and get my mindset there first before I start hitting walls. And when the walls come, then it's one thing right after the other, because you're going to through your spiritual journey, but at the same time, you're saying, I don't want to go to the end of my spiritual journey. I just want to see it for the beginning part. I just want to be conscious minded. I just want to be psychic. I just want to have all these abilities and all these gifts, but I don't really want to do the work. And you're also not doing, like, for example, if you know you're supposed to fast from pork, I know some of you in the Hmong culture is doing that. And especially you need to fast from eating pork. That's a general rule of thumb for Yanning Fati Wotai, right? If you have the white veil. So, in saying that, you must also work on your nutrition. And generally, we all need to work on our nutrition anyways because of the corrupted foods that are on the market right now, right? So, I'm going to pull out a card for the end here, our weekend card. If anybody else has a question, come out here and ask. I'll take one more question if anybody wants to come through to Zoom. But we're going to continue these Ask Master Shaman PaLiChee live streams because I feel it is very important. It's so important that you guys ask your questions, because you also will notice that all the elders are going away. They're not staying with us too long because there is a significant reduction in older people, in the older lives, because of the corruption. that is sadly on our planet right now. You'll notice that they're going to start saying things about UFOs or all these alien things. Those are old things. They've already been here and done that. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that that's not new. And that's more of just trying to get your attention to, and some people's attention to, the ones that don't know, to start accepting some stuff because it is a control factor. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say about that part. I pulled out the card for the weekend and we got this card. Ishtar. Boundaries. The message here today is love yourself enough to say no to others, to the other people's demands on your time and energy. So you need to say no to other people if they're demanding your time and energy and do not want to reciprocate that back. I'm telling you now so that you can stand up for yourself. And some of you may be standing up for yourself for the wrong reason, right? And don't let that anger you. But you need to love yourself enough. Doesn't mean that you shut out everybody, right? Doesn't mean that you just let everybody go, that you feel like, oh, they're not, I do love this person, but they're not doing anything or reciprocating anything back right this moment, so I'm going to let them go. Well, you don't let them go in that way as well. And you don't start putting boundaries around you just because you've been hurt, though you will naturally do that, and that's okay. That is your secure cycle, right? But you must love yourself enough to be okay, right? To be okay and to say no to others' demands and to not let them suck out your energy and your time. Because your time is so valuable, especially here in this year 2023 that we are in the present of. There's so many changes coming out world-wise or planetary-wise, universally and economically. It's going to be affecting us. So I want you guys to prepare your minds, your mindsets for those times. Start unlimiting them by being willing to face your truths, because that's going to be the very first thing that you will need to do is you face the truth and not be afraid even to come out here and to ask your question. Instead of typing your comment or question down, come out here and ask it and say it out loud. Obviously, we want positive vibes, right? So I'm going to leave you here today in this weekend that's coming up to say, bless your hearts. Allow your hearts to open up to one another, your family, yourself, your spirit guides, whoever that may be that is helping you to get through this time. You need it and they need you. But don't allow those that would like to piggyback ride to just do so. Tell them no and tell them that you don't have the time. And that's what I'm going to leave you with for this weekend. Go out and do what you need to do to bring yourself up to par. And you don't have to be up to par, but if you feel so, if you desire that, then do so. If you don't desire that, then do as much as you can, right? And that won't be a wrong or right. But as long as you know that you've tried, as long as you know in your heart that you understand it, then you don't need to explain it to anybody else. So it's good to communicate because that's a part of understanding as well. Warm blessings from Master Shaman PaLiChee, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.